the heck is everybody doing? Well, as you can see, I have this thing on the counter because, as it turns out, A, I gotta clean all this stuff. B, you can't use the pump to feed the wort chiller. So anyway, yeah, I'll probably end up doing this in the kitchen. But I brought the fermenter into here, sitting right there. Got some water in it. Want to make sure it ain't gonna leak. So far so good. All that's been cleaned. I'm getting ready to put this drain in through the hole right there. And I did find some 1/2-inch tubing out in the garage, brand new. So I'm going to use that to drain into the fermenter. You're going to need an adjustable wrench. The other problem I ran into is, yeah, you're looking at my badass copper sink here, which is a total pain in the ass to keep clean. But anyway, here is my faucet, and as you can see, let me put this tripod down. Get you down over here so you can see what so I can see what you're seeing. I mean, this thing just unscrews. All right. Yeah. Hold on a sec. Anyway, sorry, I had an interruption. The threads on this thing, I don't know if you'll be able to see, are a coarse thread. And all the, anyway, they're all fine thread. So I was, had to go pick up some used kegs today. So I was trying to find some parts there at Lowe's. None of them fit. So anyway, I had two options. I've got this plastic one here. I had to grind down the end of it. I can get it to thread in a little bit, probably enough for what I needed to do. And I'm going to look. I've got this brass one here, but this fitting is 1/4 inch, and the hose I got is 3/8. This I can screw right in. I could probably clamp that down to get it to work, but I think for now I'll just go ahead and use this one. It'll work. So then, like I said, I got this piece here, the valve, 1/2 inch. So this is, we're going to drain it out into the fermenter. This is the part that goes on the inside, and then you have, wherever I put it, the little screen sock, like this. Once you get it tightened down, put this on, clamp that over it. So that's nothing too exciting, but you're just gonna have to, I don't think you'll be able to, I don't know if I can get you in here or not. Can't get you in here with me in here, but you can see the hole is down there where my finger's coming through. So you will definitely need a adjustable wrench for that, a fairly good size one. So hold on a sec, let me get that put in, I'll bring you back. All right, got all this stuff is clean, the lid's clean, the wort chiller's clean, the tube's clean, everything is clean. You have this little L thing, you'll see it's kind of got a little lip on it. That goes down, I don't know if you'll be able to see. See that hole there? Right there, kind of pointing at it. That piece goes in there. This is part of the pump mechanism, which we're going to test that here momentarily. Then you've got this with the little handle on it, little barbed end. There is another piece of hose right here that goes over the barbed end, and it will go directly over the lid and shoot down and circulate your water over your grains. So, and that, if you can see, right, let me aim it up. I'll move you a little closer. And then move you up a little bit more. There you go. This thing, this tube right here, is what goes to this. So you just lift the lever up, or just, I think you can just push it down, no? And then put them down, and there you go. Now I guess if you need to turn it, you can just loosen it and tighten it back down. Now with the lid on, you just set the lid like that, and then you take your little hose here. You might have to shorten that, I'm guessing. Well, I don't know. We'll set the grain bin down in there and see how much room we got. Let's see here. Fine, loosen this up. Spin it out of the way. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to trim that up. I think it's gonna be too tall. Yeah, maybe a little bit, not much. I don't know. Let's see how far down I can get this piece onto here. I'd rather it be a little too long than be too short. Okay, so that is, I don't know, maybe ½ inch. See if I can get you down there to see. Yeah, it's about a ½ inch above that top cover. So let me, what do I want to do now? Actually, I need to get some water in it. And then we can check that control panel. So hold on a second, let me put some water in this thing. Okay, we got about 4 gallons of water in it, thereabouts. So let's test this doohickey thing. I do have it plugged in. I don't have it turned on, but I got it plugged in. Okay, so you can hopefully see it's spewing water. And then this blue valve here controls your water flow. So you can slow it down, speed it all the way up. So we'll go about that rate right there. Turn our pump off. Okay. We got that. And now we have the control panel right here, which I have not even looked at the instructions for this thing yet. So let's turn it on. It's reading 17.6 degrees centigrade. Let's press and hold that. Let's see if we can get this to change to Fahrenheit. Okay, 63.6 degrees. I did fill it with cold water. I probably could have used hot water. Probably should have used hot water. But let's turn it on. so manual, auto. Guess we got to turn it on here. Did nothing. Well, that's what I get for not reading the freaking manual, right? Let's see here. I ain't done nothing. Let's hit the manual button. That does nothing either. Okay. Worst comes to worst. Let's get the manual. See how we turn this thing on. Okay. Now press the manual button. Temp is for temperature setting. Power is for the wattage setting. Oh, okay. So we could hit the temp. So we hit temp. And then press the manual button. Okay, so okay, we're at 1800 watts power. I don't know if this thing goes higher than 1800 watts. Let's see here. And then what temperature is set to 152. Okay, so timer is for the session timer. Here's the timer button right there. Let's see here. So the power, it doesn't change. Okay, so I think 1800 is the highest it goes because I can hit the minus key and go down. But so we'll do 1800 watts. See if I trip a breaker. So we got. So the temp is. We're going to set it to 160 degrees. So I just hit the temp button. Now I'm hitting the plus button. Let's see if I can screw up. Not screw up. But there we go. 160.4. Close enough. And then we need to set a timer. So we set a timer. Do we really need to set a timer? So the H is blinking. I heard it click. So that must be it's heating. Like I said, see if we trip a breaker. So it's at 63.8. I have no idea. That's at 64. So it is heating. It's about almost 3 o'clock. So I will pause you guys in the meantime. I'm just kind of curious how long it takes with cold tap water. My water is softened and filtered here, so and I think I'm just going to leave it in the manual mode. Okay, so actually I need to, while we're waiting for this, oh yeah, and make sure your your ball valve here is turned off when you start filling it with water. Otherwise, you're going to have water pour all over the floor, kind of like I did. Dork. So yeah, we're going to let this thing heat up. I got to get all of my ingredients together. I still got to clean my paddle. And yeah, so like I said, we started this is about 2 minutes to 3 o'clock, so I'll go get some stuff together, what we're going to use, and bring you right back. Alright folks, it is at 160.3 and it took 32 minutes with cold tap water. Alright, so I'm going to bring you back in a minute. I'm rounding up all my ingredients, all of our grains to put in, and writing down exactly what I'm putting in. So bring you back here in a moment. Alright, here is what I'm going to add. We're going to see how this turns out. 1 pound of 2-row malt, Briess, 1 pound of roasted barley, pound of caramel, pound of chocolate, and 1 pound of flaked oats. Then we're going to let that steep for 60, 35, 40. And then once that, we pull that out, you know, sparge it, whatever that word is. Then we'll add our 6 pounds of dried malt extract, and then 1.5 ounces of nugget hops, and then about 15 minutes left, we'll do an ounce of crystal hops, and then about 15 minutes left, we'll add a pound of lactose, and I will add, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 cup of coffee. So let me go figure out what coffee I want to add, and also at 15 minutes, I'm going to add some about a teaspoon of Irish moss. So bring you back here in a minute. All right, so we got everything laid out here. We got the golden malt extract, light, and then we have the flaked oats, lactose, the 2-row Briess malts, organic, roasted barley, chocolate malts, caramel malts, 1.5 ounces of nugget hops, and then 1 ounce of crystal hops, and I'll do a teaspoon of the Irish malt. So let's, I guess, start putting stuff in our bucket. So I'm kind of winging it here, guys. But I did write down everything, so I know exactly what I added. So if it tastes like crap, I'll know not to do that again. So I've got the top off of there. We're going to pour our stuff right down in. Then I'll give it a stir, kind of mix everything up together. Hopefully the flaked oats don't cause it to stick up too bad. So this is an extract method. My next one will be all grains, meaning I will not use the dried malt powder, which the stuff actually tastes really good. So kind of tastes like the malts at like UDF, or the carnation malt powder, which I think is the same thing. Okay, so we got that, and then got our flaked oats. Then I will have to get the step stool out a little bit later because I can't. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that out of there. So everything is cleaned, sanitized, ready to go. So let's just kind of take our stuff in here, stir it around, get it mixed up. This is not necessary, but I'm here, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to put our top on, screw that down. We're going to turn the pump off. Oh, and by the way, when you're heating, if you turn the pump on, it heats the water faster. Okay, so we're going to set that down. We're going to pull our top off. And I'm going to do that handle. Here, this one. Whoa! Okay, let's put our top back on. Get you back over here. We're going to put our funnel back in. And I'm going to turn that around a little bit. Okay, we can get our water flowing. Can't really see anything down in there, but got about 40 minutes left on the timer. Let me. I don't think you can change it while you're doing it. No, but we got 40 minutes for this to do its thing with this. So I will bring you back. I know you know, I could just do it for another 20 minutes. Let's see here. How can we stop this and restart it to let it steep for an hour? Okay, so let's stop. And then let's go timer. I'll do that. I just changed it to Celsius. Okay, let's go manual. 1800, 160, 161. We can go start. Okay. All right, we're just going to go ahead and let that run for 60 minutes. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the funnel here, you definitely doing its thing. It's pulling up them malts down in there, them grains. So that's good. All right, so we are cooking at the moment. So once this is done, in 60 minutes, take it out. Actually, we'll lift it up, and then I'll add another gallon I'll pour another gallon of water over top of it, which while I'm doing all this, I've got to get my hosing together for the wort chiller, and yeah, get that done. So I'll bring you guys back. All right, folks, we are at 1 hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the pump off, You know, I don't know whether I should run the pump while it's boiling or not run the pump while it's boiling, but I'm going to run the pump. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take this out of here. And then I did bring my step stool. Set this down somewhere over here on the stove. Alright, we're going to lift this thing up. And I'm going to take the... Yeah, let's lift it up first. Turn it. I'm going to take out the handle so I can pull the top off. It's draining away. Set that in there, and then I've got to, while this thing is cooking, I got to put some tape or something around this faucet contraption I got hooked up here. It's spewing water. Alright, so I'm going to add another gallon. Pour it over these grains. Get the extra sugars out. Guess I can use my big spoon, my big paddle. There you go, find another 5-gallon bucket. This will be some good pig food. But I'm going to let this stuff drain for a bit. Then we'll crank up the heat to about 212 degrees, which is boiling. And we'll let it boil. And the reason I'm rinsing it is to get try to get as much of the remaining sugars out of the grains as possible. We'll set that there, and then once we're done and we put it into the fermenter, we can top it off as needed, because it's going to lose some water as it's boiling away. So I'm going to let this drain for a little bit, and then we will turn it back on. We'll raise the temperature up to 212. We'll add our dried malt powder, get that stirred up, and then we'll let that boil for 45. Actually, no, we're going to do the hops too, the nugget hops. And then we'll boil it for 45 minutes. And then the last 15 minutes, we're going to add the other hops, the crystal hops, and the lactose, and the Irish malt. So that'll be what we do next. So bring you back here in a minute once this thing's done draining off, and we'll take it from there. All right, I think it's done. Sounds done. Rinse that off, and let's put the handle back in. We'll drop that right in the sink. Okay, so now that we got that done, let's go ahead and turn it back on. Power. And then what do we do? Manual. We want to set our temp to, we're going to set it to 212. Okay, and the highest it goes, it says is boiling. All right, so let's hit start. Okay, let's rinse our wand off. If I go to my thing here. Oh, you'll laugh. I'll show you. You're gonna laugh at my rigging I did to get that faucet to work. I may go down to Lowe's tomorrow and I'll be done with this. And we're going to add our 6 pounds of this slowly, and we can stir it while it's try to get it as dissolved as possible. Yeah, I know you can't see me. I'll let you peek down here once I've got all this stuff in. Okay, there is bag number 1. I'll tell you, that is some sticky stuff. Okay, so that's pretty good mixed. Let's go ahead and give me a cup. That way I can rinse off the extra. All right, let's open our other bag. Smells good in here. Don't really smell like beer. Kind of, sort of, maybe. Okay, it's just melting away pretty good. Put this in the garbage. I'll stir it some more. I guess you can see me stirring it. Yep. Just getting this malt dissolved. It'll finish dissolving as it's boiling. I'm just trying to break up the big clumps. Okay, that's good enough. All right, we want to add our hop basket, which I have somewhere here, and load our hops into it. Because this will do the boil for 60 minutes. Where'd it go my lid? I don't think there's a knockout in here for to sit down into. You know what? I could probably put it over one of those edges. Yep. Look at that, perfect. Fits right down in there. Oh, I said I was going to show you. Let me show you. Move the camera down. Then we'll get up on the step stool because I'm vertically challenged. And there it is, folks. It's cooking. Well, it's starting to cook. And the hops are down in there. So what I will do is I will say, Alexa, set a timer for 45 minutes.
45-minute timer started.
Okay, so she's got the timer going. Let's put our lid on. Let's put our spigot back in. And let's circulate. Turn on the pump. Okay. It's on, it's circulating. Okay, so at 45 minutes, we need to add the Irish moss. We need to add the lactose. And thank you for reminding me. I need to get go get some coffee. I need to see what I got out there. I don't know if I want to do a dark roast or a medium roast, but I'll probably add, you know, I probably should have added that to the grains. So I think what I'll do is I'll hold off adding the grinds now. And what I'll do is add some when I put it into the fermenter. Just add some regular brewed coffee. I'll try different things. You know, next time I'll try putting the grinds in the into the grains. I'll try a couple different methods. So anyway, this thing is not boiling yet, so I guess the timer will not start until it hits boiling. But we've got our stuff in there and it's heating up. So I will bring you back in roughly 45 minutes. We will add the lactose, stir that in. We'll add the Irish moss. I want to keep saying Spanish moss, but that's like the trees down in the south. Anyway, I'll bring you guys back here shortly. Okay, just bring you back here real quick. It is at 212 degrees. It took, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so. I did read that in the manual, you can go ahead and, you know, turn it on while you're draining your sparge off there. So that's good. I'll save a few minutes. But I went and dumped out the old stuff. I still got to clean all that stuff, but I've got my chiller hooked up. So I'll clean up all that when I'm done. And I did Google whether or not you can leave that pump running while it's boiling. And it's not recommended because of the boiling. You can get air pockets into the pump and it can cause it to lose prime and burn it up. However, it did say that once you're done boiling and you put your wort chiller in there, which you can do about 15 minutes before the end of it, so it sterilizes it while everything's still boiling. Then you turn off your heat and you can turn your pump on, and it'll help cool the water as you're running your wort chiller sink water through it. So there's some clarification on that. So I'll bring you back in 45 minutes when we add the rest of these ingredients. Alright, well, we got about 47 minutes left still. I just wanted to show you. There was a big issue when I used to do it with my brew pan. I showed you in the first video. Boil over. You have to stir this stuff constantly. But you can see down in here, it's staying pretty much to the top of the hop spider. So far so good. Yeah, boy does it smell good in here. I mean, I suppose I could open the lid and stir it, which I might do. Give it a little stir, but now it's coming right along. So just thought I'd give you a little sneak peek of that and bring you back here in a little bit. Alright guys, we are at about 16 minutes left. So now, at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to peel our top off. Be careful. There is steam in there and it can be very hot. Well, ain't no can be about it. Its steam is very hot. Okay, a couple things we're going to do. We're going to add our ingredients. Our lactose, our hops, and then the Irish moss, and yeah, that's it. So we're going to leave the hop basket in there. And let's open this lactose. And make a mess everywhere. It's okay, it's part of the fun of this. And try not to get it down your sides like I just did. Okay, that is added. Now I kind of have a little dilemma because I wanted to put, I'll figure it out. Let's add our teaspoon of Irish, whatever, moss. Okay, got that in. And we're going to put our other thing of crystal hops in. Okay, that's in. Now, you want to sterilize your wort chiller. And I've already got the spoon down in there. I'm going to leave the lid off. This is a thief, you know, to draw stuff out. So what I'm going to do, I bet you that thing's hotter than you know what. The hubs of hell. So let me lift this up. I'm going to set the wort chiller down in here. I mean, I did clean it, but this is a good way to make sure it's sanitized. And ladle out here. I'll just set that down in there. Then we can set the hop spider back down in there. And our little thiefy thing, set that down right inside there. Okay, so all that stuff now is sterilizing. And oh, we can put this back. No, we'll go ahead and wait for that. So, all right, so this is our last 15 minutes of boil. We've added our other ingredients, so we'll come back 12 minutes, and then we'll turn on the tap water. Oh, I meant to show you my hokey setup I got here. I got it fitting out in the garage. I'm gonna go down to Lowe's tomorrow and get a proper nipple for it. But I put the tape around here so the water runs down and don't spray all over the sink and the wall and everything else. I got enough mess to clean up, but so yeah, we'll come back here in a little bit, and we're going to cool this down to about 65 degrees, and then we're going to transfer it, hence the hose you see hanging down there. I'll set the fermenter on the ground and pour it right into there, and then we're going to I'll take the camera back in the back room. We'll take the fermenter back into the back room, We'll pull a sample to get our specific gravity, which we'll test twice. We'll test it before fermentation, and then we're going to test it again when fermentation is done. That'll give us an idea of what our alcohol is. And I will tell you right now, I suck at reading that thing. But we'll figure it out. So we'll be back in a minute. All right, we got 1 minute left. And I just wanted to show you, if you do this in the middle of winter, it's kind of nice because the indoor humidity is at 86%, and you can see my windows are all steamed up. So that's nice. It just kind of sucks cleaning this stuff up outside with it cold. Anyway, also too, the hose that I use that is for the chiller is 3/8 inner diameter hose. 10 foot of it would be fine. And then the hose for the spigot is 1/2 inch inner diameter. You're good there. You are going to need an infrared heat gun, such as this right here. And you can hear it chiming. It's done. Turn that fan off. Okay, so now at this point, it's done, and we can stick. Let's take the wort spider out, or not wort, but the hop spider. We'll take that out. Let it drain off. That might take a few minutes. I don't really know where to set it. I'll fill them back up with water. So I'll just sit here for a second while this thing drains off. Crap, I forgot to aim my camera up. Anyway, I'm just standing on the step stool and I'm holding up the hop spider to let it drain off. Oh, it's nice and toasty up here in the ceiling. And then I will turn the pump on. I will take out the spoon. I guess I need to clean that again because it has gunk all over it. And the thingamajiggy, it's got stuff all in it. The beef. Yeah, I'll just clean it off once I get the wort chiller out. It's clean. Clean enough. Sometimes I think I melted it. Oh well. As long as it still works, right? You don't really need to put that in here. You can just, like I mentioned with cleaning out the keg lines, you can make up a solution of that and kind of just dip it in it. So yeah, that'd be fun cleaning this thing out, but tell you what, I really need a sink back in my big utility sink back in my back room. I think I do have water back there. Yeah, I could hook up something. I'm not too worried about it. Kitchen sink works fine. Okay. That's good enough for that. Let that drain out. We're going to get the spoon out. And we are going to turn our cold water on. And now we are cooling. So it is, what time is it? About 6:30. We are going to hook our thing back up in here. We're going to turn the pump back on. And we are now circulating this water, and it's chilling. Right now it is sitting at 180 degrees. 184, 183. All right. So we're letting it do its thing. And it's not leaking too bad over here, you can see. My little rigging is working. But I could take some of that water and rinse off these pieces here. So we're going to need that paddle and the collector when once we get into the fermenter, we take it into the back room. We'll need that paddle to stir in the yeast. Yeah, 172. So it's cooling down fairly quick. So I'll bring you back here in a minute. Once we've got it cooled down, and I can go ahead and get the fermenter in place. This ought to be nice and heavy. Okay, so you can see we have the fermenter sitting down here, and we'll open up the valve and drain it right into that once we get down to the proper temperature. So I'll go ahead and move you down. See that, and bring you back here shortly. Oh, actually, if you look at the front of the, you may not need the gun, because if you look at the front of the machine, if it's showing up, it tells you the temperature. So right now it's at 169. So we got about 100 degrees to go, guys. So I'll bring you back here shortly. Alrighty, quickie update. That's been about 10 minutes, I think. Yeah, it's been about 10 minutes. We're down to 125 degrees. So just giving you an update. Back in a minute. Alright, just another quickie update. We're at 76 degrees. And it's 7:06, so a little over 30 minutes. We've dropped down, so we've got about 10 degrees to go. So bring you back in a minute. All right, guys, we are at 67 degrees. Good enough. So because you'd pitch it between 65 and 70 degrees. So let's turn the pump off, and we'll take this out of here. Let me get over here so I can aim you up a little bit. And we're just going to set the wort chiller right in the sink with all my other dishes. Then I got a heck of a mess to clean up. There's a washer there. Whoa! Which I need to now dig out of there. Okay, so we'll lift this out of here and drop that into the sink. I don't know where that washer went. I'll fish it out. Yeah, it goes to the arm there. Alright, so now we can go over here, go down here. And I did check that. I emptied the jar out. We can go ahead and unlock it. Make sure it's not leaking or dripping out, and it's not. And now we're just going to fill it up. Sorry, my camera is upside down. There we go. Nope. I'm going to let that drain into there. Then I'll pause you, take you back to the back room. We're going to set the fermenter at this thing. Then we'll pitch some yeast in there. Add more water if we need to. Guess I can take my tape off here, my contraption. Tell you what, man. This Gorilla Tape is some strong tape. And of course, it never fails. I got me a pot pie cooking. Gets done right when this thing gets done. So, it's sitting in the oven over there. Unhook our line here and hook our sprayer back up. I can squirt this thing off while it's cooling. So how are we looking down in here? Looks foamy. We're getting there though. I've already got everything in the back room pretty much ready to go. So, while we wait for that, I drink this. Shiner Bock Oktoberfest. I'm telling you, I was looking up some recipes. Some of these beers I'm not going to be able to make unless I got a way to chill it. Because my back room, I mean, yeah, I can lower the temperature in the house, but you know, I don't want to freeze my butt off if I'm in here. So I got to think of a way to cool this stuff, or keep it cool, if I want to make certain types of beers, which I mainly drink dark beer, so it doesn't matter to me. But I know a good friend of mine, he likes those light beers like Keystone Light, Busch Light. And I could take this, I guess, I could take it down to the root cellar and do it down there. Okay, we're done, I think. Yeah, we got a little more. I need to go see what the temperature is down in the root cellar. I just don't, man, that'd be kind of sketchy carrying 5 gallons of beer down them stairs to the root cellar. I don't feel like killing myself. Okay, so all we got left in here pretty much is a bunch of foam. So let me shut my valve off. And it does have a little lock mechanism on it, just be aware. Okay, I'm going to pause you for a sec. We'll get you set up in the back room and we'll take it from there. Okay, we're back in the back room. Probably need to get more water. Oh yeah. My thingamajiggy here has a graduated scale on the side of it. And I'm at about 3.5 gallons. So I'm going to set that down there. I need to get Got my paddle. Hold on a minute. Let me get some water. BRB. Alright, added more water. You can see we're sitting right at 5 gallons. And now here's where the heat gun comes in. We are at 70.8, so that is perfect. Alright, so let's take our little yeast packet. There's a garbage can back here. Let's sprinkle our yeast in here. I probably should have taken that reading, but we're just gonna take our yeast and stir it around in here. So we'll see how this does. I still got to put the lid on. I got to fill the little airlock thing there with a little bit of water. And I need to pull a sample out so we can get our original reading. Let me see if we can do that now. Well, it's going to be nice and dark. If I can read it. Hey, I actually remembered to bring paper towels back here. I'm impressed. I need one. Okay, so let's stir this a little more and see what our temperature is. Okay, it's good and stirred. I think it's good and stirred. Alright, let's put this thing down here. See if I can get a reading off of it. Man, that went all the way down to the bottom. Maybe I need a little more. Let that thing settle down. So point. No. Point. Sorry if my big head's in the way. I'm trying to read this scale over here, which like I told you previously, I suck. But that is what I'm trying to read. So 1.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3. 1.73 maybe. $1.073. Okay, so let's get our top on here. This top is kind of a pain to put on. It is a real pain to put on. Gotta get it lined up just right. Okay, got that. You know what I should have done? I should have poured that stuff back in there. Yeah, because all that was clean. So, alright, so we need to put our little rubber seal back on there. Fill that thing with some water, which I brought this. I don't think I can reach down in there. Let's see if I can just pour it in. Okay. And then put my cap on. Okay. Turn you back over here. Alright, so we got the cap on. Yeast is in. Valve is shut. We are good to go for the time being. Alright, I did mark down my original reading, and now we just wait. So 3 weeks from now, what, mid-November, this should be done. Should be. We'll see, Ted. So I'm pretty stoked. Pretty stoked. Now I got a ton of crap I got to clean up. So anyway, that's where we are for the moment, guys. That is how you make beer. Now it's hurry up and wait. So tomorrow, probably by tomorrow, it should start. I think my thing's here a little crooked, but I ain't picking it up now. I don't know how long it's going to take. I mean, it may take several days for it to start, off gassing. And the little thing at the top there, you'll see it bubbling. Okay. Now, once you really don't see any bubbles coming up anymore, your beer is pretty much done. So at that point, then I'll have the kegs cleaned. So I got 3 weeks now. I'll probably get those cleaned tomorrow. And I got to get them tested. I'll fill them with water, put some CO2 in them, make sure they're not leaking. And then the challenging part will be to put this over top of the keg and then open the valve so it just dumps right into the keg. That's my plan. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. You got to see how the beer thing worked. The ingredients that I used. I've got a couple more recipes I want to try. And I'm looking at another, Beaver has a conical fermenter like this one, and except it's all metal, and I'm looking at that, so that way I can get 2 batches going at once, because I'm pretty sure I can fit about 6 kegs in my kegerator. So I'm pretty stoked about that too. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. If you got any questions, drop me a line. I'm no beer expert by any stretch. This is just another hobby, another one of the many hobbies I have. But I like doing it, and I like beer. And I'm tired of paying overpriced prices for, yeah, you know what I mean. It's expensive. So, see you in the next video, guys.